If you're a podcaster looking to boost your show's visibility, you are in the right place. I am going to explore some amazing tools that will help you to create short, shareable clips for your podcast episodes and with very little effort. So let's get into it. Okay, first up we have Choppity. Yes, it's a fully AI-driven tool that takes uploaded videos or YouTube links and transforms them into engaging shorts. It's perfect for repurposing your podcast and content across social media. So let's have a look at a podcast that I created earlier. I've got a YouTube link, and this here is Choppity. It's really rather fantastic. I can paste in a YouTube link, and it's going to analyze that and come back to me with some clips. And look here, as it analyzes, reformats, transcribes, suggests, and even crops my clips for me. I will have links to Choppity and all the other tools I mentioned in this video down below. And full disclosure, I did meet the founders of Choppity at last year's podcast show. They're really awesome people, and I want to show you how their tool works. Okay, so now that's all done, and it just took a couple of minutes, less than the time that I could make a cup of tea in. I have all of my suggested clips here ready to go, and as you can see, we've got 27 seconds, and we've got little tags like serious advice, wholesome advice, funny question, and it's all here. So I can just test out a clip, anything that I want to hear, and maybe I'll go into this clip and have a look at how it's come out. So here is the clip, here is the transcription. Let's click the play button and see how it comes.
I genuinely stand on the side of the fence that's very much against it, because I fear that as humans, we are going to lose touch, and we are going to lose touch with reality. There will at some point become a moment where you can't tell what's real, what's not.
I mean, that's hooked me in. I want to listen to the full podcast now. That was done with one click inside Choppity. Beautiful captions, all lovely and transcribed. The host in the center of the frame, so it doesn't matter where they are in the original shot. Choppity will reframe that for you. And of course, I can go through and change things if I want. So I can go into style and I can get my very own style. So if I don't like the fonts, I can actually go ahead and change that. Maybe I want to go for Ubuntu. So I'll go for Ubuntu, and I can choose word animation as well. So I can go for appear instead if I want. Line animation, I can change all of these things. And then when I'm happy with everything I've done, I can also resize it immediately. So if I wanted to go on Instagram or somewhere else that has a square format like LinkedIn, I can do that in one click. And then let's play back and hear how it sounds.
Genuinely stand on the side of the fence that's very much against it, because I fear that as humans, we are going to lose touch.
Okay, so you can see how easy it is to edit, to change, to repurpose. Choppity does the work for you. And then when you're happy, you can click download in the top. You'll get your clip downloaded and ready to upload and share on social media. Let's take a look at another clip that Choppity has decided to clip for me as a promotional clip for my podcast. And I think it's done really well with cutting between the hosts as the AI in this episode talks to us.
I'm not sure I've ever heard someone complain about being suffocated by their dog's flatulence. In all seriousness, though, I know you're probably not serious about this, but I'm really curious to know what you're proud of. Come on, I want to hear about your accomplishments.
And that's where the clip ends, but maybe I want to go on further.
But I'm really curious to know what you're proud of. Come on, I want to hear about your accomplishments. Let's celebrate your wins.
Oh my gosh, let's celebrate your wins.
Amazing, right? So you can truly select anything. I've selected all the way up to let's celebrate your wins. You can also change focus as well. Now, as you can see, Choppity does this really well. But if I need to refocus this, I can absolutely do that. But it's set to detect faces, and I think it works incredibly well. So that is Choppity, and the link to it will be down below in the comments. Let's move on. And next, we're going to dive into Riverside Magic Clips feature. I use Riverside to record remote hosts on my podcasts. It's really handy for that. If you've ever dreamed of an editing assistant that just magically decides what part of your podcast, this will be your best friend. With just a few clicks inside Riverside, your magic clips can be ready, and the best part of your podcast can be there and optimized for social sharing. It's kind of like having a bit of a magic wand after you've recorded your show. So let me show you how this works with a podcast that I recorded earlier. In fact, the same one that I uploaded to Choppity. Again, it's gone ahead and selected a bunch of different clips that I can go ahead and use. Let's have a look at this magic clip that I actually did export and use to promote this podcast. Here, you'll see I've got the shiny object syndrome clip, and I can play it.
And on the wider scale, how is this going to impact society? And should I, therefore, take part in that? Let's call it experiment, because that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so you can see how well that works. But now I can go back and maybe choose another clip, like, for instance, concerns about personal AI. And I like the way it titles every single clip. Let's play this clip and listen to how it sounds.
It is. And I think that as parents, we carry a huge responsibility to really do things at home.
Okay, so you can see, again, this is selecting parts of the podcast and putting nice transcribed captions onto it. Now, of course, I can go ahead and change this from a 9:16 for shorts, reels, and TikToks to a LinkedIn, X, or Instagram format there that gives me a square. I also have the ability, just as in Choppity, to do things like brand colors, so I can add a logo and a background if I have that. I've also got the ability to add different tracks. Mike and Isabella, there we go, clearly noted as the host. So if I want to go in, I can do all kinds of different things with my host track, like enhance the track's audio and hide the video if I need to. So it just focuses on one host. The layout as well can be changed from grid to full screen. Or I can change it to picture-in-picture with Isabella in the top, or split screen. There are just so many possibilities. I'll stick with grid. Then on the captions, of course, I can change the style of the captions so it looks exactly how I'd like it, and I can change the color. So if I want to do that, and I can move this around and put those captions wherever I'd like, trying not really to cover my face. And you've got grid lines that you can snap to here as well. And in text, we also have the ability to change the style of our text and really dial it in to exactly the way we'd like it to be. So there's a ton of different possibilities that we can actually use here to make something and make it really good inside Magic Clips. And again, you can share it straight from the Riverside interface, and it's really handy for generating promotional clips after you've recorded your podcast. And of course, with Riverside, you can record podcasts and then generate magic clips straight afterwards. So if you're using that already, it's definitely a great tool. Now let's talk about Headliner. This is an AI-powered tool that doesn't just help with your audio editing, it's also really good at generating visually appealing clips that also have captions. So if you're, again, targeting Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts, Headliner can help you tailor your clips for the perfect fit. Let me show you a little bit of the Headliner interface. Now, of course, you can connect a podcast. If you have one, you've got projects over here. But say I want to create some automatic audiograms. Let's go ahead and do that for a podcast that I did previously. So as you can see here, it's asking what language is the podcast. English, United States will be fine. So we'll continue with that as the language. There is my audio. Let's get started. So obviously here I have the ability to trim around the waveform if I only want to include part of the audio I've uploaded, but actually this clip is ready to be produced into a short. So I'm quite happy with the selection. I can click next, and then we'll choose a template. And as you can see, there are loads of whizzy templates here that I can use to really make my episode pop out, especially on social media. So I think I'm going to go for this one. This is quite nice. And we'll go ahead, we can choose different customizations, like different waveforms that fit us perfectly. You can go for colorful or abstract or kind of graph-like, but this is looking absolutely fine. You've also got media, text, and progress ability. Progress is quite good for people who are watching your clip and want to see how much longer they've got to watch. Obviously, again, I can customize the color there, so I can make that nice and bright and bold and red. And when I'm happy with all of my customizations, I can click Create and have Headliner make me a shareable social clip. Now, if I was going to do this for real, I might delete that microphone, put a logo over my podcast, overlay some text and some call to action or something. But just to show you how this works, I'm going to click Create and make my own clip. And here you see it's uploading the audio, making the waveform, doing all the magic, even adding the good vibes, which I like. And let's see the result. Okay, it seems that my video is ready. Let's go to the video. You were number 9 at Centrillium for Cool Edit Pro. Is that right?
That is absolutely right. Number 9. Perfect number for me, seeing as my Twitter moniker is Beetlejuice. So yeah, the number 9 hire at Centrillium, former Cool Edit. And it's been quite an amazing journey. And thanks so much for having me on the show today, Mike.
Okay, so that's really cool. I'm happy with that. I want to download the video, so I'll click download video. And there it is, ready for me to use on my social media. Descript is another incredible tool that transcribes your audio into text, making it easy to create engaging captions for your clips, and also use stuff like their templates and their own video in your clips so you can have a little bit of B-roll. Not only does it make your content more accessible, but it helps in creating those snippets that will really make your audience want to deep dive into the episode. So let's take a look at how it works. I've started a new video project inside Descript, and I can drag and drop a little promo video that I want to use in here. So there you go, you can see my transcript is ready. Let's play. This little box here is the best thing I've seen so far for pro quality streaming, audio and video, even when you're on the move. Let's dive in. Okay, the tools are really simple to use. This is definitely more of an editor, gives me a bit more control than the other tools. I can go to text first of all, this icon up here, and select captions, and immediately, boom, you will see captions now added. This little box here is the best thing I've seen so far. And of course, I can go ahead and click into captions and really dial everything in. So if I want, I can change the text, obviously. I can change the effects. I can add something like a nice shadow to my clips as well. Change the animation to spin if I like that, and there's so much that I can actually do and customize here with my captions. For pro quality streaming, audio and video, even when you're on the move. Although I've got to say the spin on the captions there is a little bit weird, so I'm definitely going to switch that off and keep it steady. Let's dive in. Okay, so everything looking good. I can go ahead and I can choose to maybe have a waveform somewhere on my screen. Let's pop that up the top and make it big and large to cover the whole of the top section and play back. This little box here is the best thing I've seen so far, looking really good. And then I can go back in and add even more, like a progress bar, just as we had in Headliner. And again, I can change the shape of this and move this around to wherever I would like it to be on the screen. So maybe I want to move this down to the bottom. That's going to be good. Pro quality streaming, audio and video. And I'm starting to get something really good there. And finally, using the media and the gallery over here is really fantastic because you can choose different looks for your shorts. So there are lots of different templates that you're able to use here to really customize and dial things in to your exact liking. Now, if I want to insert some video like this from the library, videos, GIFs, images, and audio, I can actually start a new scene by doing / right here just before let's dive in. That creates me a new scene over there. Then I'll go into videos and I'll type dive like that. And there we go. Bunch of different diving videos. This one will be perfect. Let's stick it in there. It's going to load the media in and then I can play back from the start and watch with my B-roll clip as well. This little box here is the best thing I've seen so far for pro quality streaming, audio and video, even when you're on the move. Let's dive in. Perfect. There you go, pretty easy. Now last but definitely not least, we have Wavve, or should I say Wavve, which is W-A-V-V-E. This tool is about turning your audio clips into visually captivating shorts with captions ready to grab attention. It's user-friendly, automates the process just like the other tools, and saves you time so that you can really get your content out there. Now, I've just completed signing up here to Wavve, and I'm being onboarded. I'll upload this audio of Jason and I speaking, confirm the audio, and then I can choose from a number of different templates. So I've got a vertical, horizontal, and a square template. Let's go for the vertical. That's nice for most short purposes. And I quite like that design. As you can see here, though, if I select create your own unique design, you can start with the template or even start from scratch to create something really customized. So sticking with the original template here, I'll confirm the design. It's got my audio here, which of course I can select, and we can see the waveform moving as it's processing it. I'm going to just type in Jason and Mike as the video name and title. And of course, if I want, I can go in and I can choose parts of the audio, but I'm quite happy for all of this audio to be processed. So let's make sure to select everything here in this clip. And then we'll go on to the generate video process. It really is as easy as that. And then we wait, and within moments, we will have a generated short to share everywhere. Okay, and there you can see it's finalized everything. It has made me a nice clip. I can actually add captions as well to this if I need to. Let's create that transcript and do so. So we have text on the screen as well for my short. So I can actually edit this transcript on the go. And then if I like, I can style the captions to look however I want. So we can have outspoken or minimal, and I can move this around to wherever I'd like it on the screen. But I'm going to stick with just what I've got here. Let's rewind this to the start and play back to see what we've got.
You were number 9 at Centrillium for Cool Edit Pro. Is that right?
That is absolutely right. Number nine. Perfect.
So you can see how I've got a basic video that is ready to share. Create the video, and we'll go ahead and use this on social media by clicking download video. So there you have it, 5 incredible tools that you can use right now to change the way you're promoting your podcast through short clips, whether it's TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, or all the above. These tools can really streamline your workflow and help your content to reach a wider audience. All the links to the tools will be down below, and I'd love to hear from you. Have you used these tools? Have you got better tools? Let me know in the comments down below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, because I'll have more videos just like this one coming up soon.